Tracer. So we are the group 3 of DSC3 Alpha. We are going to report the topic analyzing flame colors and arson investigation. To be started with Miss Badalo.
Forensic arson investigation. So, analyzing flame color in arson investigation. Flame color analysis is a valuable tool in arson investigation, providing clues about the type of accelerant used, the condition of fire. So, ang atong flame color kay nako kay siya tabang sa during the conducting of arson investigation because understanding the flame color na siya mga types of understanding na sa recent nga mga topic nato kay ginataton nato about combustion, complete combustion and incomplete combustion. So ang complete combustion kay the burning fuel will produce only water and carbon dioxide, while ang complete combustion, yellow, orange, or red flame naga-indicate of incomplete combustion where there's not enough oxygen for the fuel to burn and completely. Napuntay ginatawag nga soot and smoke. Black smoke, soot disposition are common with complete combustion. So another type sa atong forensic arson investigation is analyzing the scene. So kailangan sa mga investigator gina-analyze nila gina-analyze nila ang nahitabo nga sunog. Gina-analyze nila ang flame color patterns, burn patterns. Ang flame color patterns, investigator examine the fire scene for areas, the different flame colors, which can indicate the presence of multiple accelerants or burning oxygen levels. While ang burn patterns, the shape and intensity of burn patterns can reveal the application method and the type of accelerant. So sa atong forensic investigation, muagi gyud siya og laboratory. So sa atong laboratory testing na atay tulog atay. Gas chromatography, spectroscopy, duha ay katay. Gas chromatography laboratory analysis of fire debris can identify specific accelerants by analyzing their chemical composition, while ang spectroscopy techniques like autonomic emission can identify trace elements in the fire debris, providing clues about the accelerant. So ang importance of in arson investigation kay gina-identify niya ang accelerants, gina-reconstruct niya ang part of naga-support sila of evidence. To conclude, while flame color analysis alone cannot conclusively identify an accelerant, it provides valuable clues for arson investigators. By combining this observation with other evidence, investigator can build a strong case and bring perpetrators to justice. So, ang flame color analysis is dako kay siyang tabang sa atong forensic arson investigation because mahimo siya or magamit siya as a part of comprehensive investigation, and it is important to consider nga i-consider nato ang atong mga flame colors because naa siya dakong impact sa para madali o ma-accurate ang atong mga evidences. That's all.
Next is discussing the physical evidence analysis. First is the V-shape. V-shape is a burn pattern. It's a characteristic indicator of arson, suggesting the use of an accelerant and a deliberate ignition source, and typically with the point of the V indicating the origin of the fire. So sa V-shape, dira makita ang kung asa nagsugod ang sunog. And then ang spinning is a process where the concrete or masonry surface breaks off or flakes away, often due to the exposure to the high temperatures such as those encountered during a fire. So kanya spinning is only ang kanang ma-create during the fire, kanang usog ang kanang kalayo or siga. So kana ma-create siya og spinning. So ang alligatoring, it is a pattern of cracks and fissures that appears on the surface such as woods or dry wood as a result of the heat exposure during a fire. So kani ang alligatoring is diri makita ang mga patterns sa once ang sunog, pag mahuman na sunog, maundaw ng sunog, mag-create siya mga cracks. appears to have originated, indicating that the fire did not start at a single point, but rather of a multiple points simultaneously or in a rapid succession. And in the last is the trails or unusual residue. It is the visible path or pattern of unexpected materials or substances found at the fire scene, which can indicate the presence of an accelerant or the other suspicious factors.
Chemical analysis. Gas chromatography to mass spectrography or GC to MS. We have the identifies ignitable liquid. So, makaproduce siya of fire through these liquids such as gas or gasoline and kerosene. Kerosene or atong kilala as crudo. So, gas chromatography and mass spectrometry is a powerful analytical technique that combines the separation capabilities of gas chromatography with identification power of mass spectrometry, allowing for a precise identification and quantification of volatile and semi-volatile organic compounds within a complex mixture. It separates components of a mixture based on their retention time in the gas chromatography column, and then identifies each component based on its unique mass to change ratio in mass spectrometry. This gas chromatography, a sample is vaporized and carried through a column by a carrier gas like helium, where different compounds separate based on their interaction with the column's stationary phase, emerging the different times or retention times. So the separated components then enter the mass spectrometer, where they are ionized, fragmented into smaller ions, and analyzed based on their mass to change ratio, providing a unique fingerprint for identification. Next chemistry analysis is headspace gas chromatography. So the headspace is the gas space in the chromatography vial above the sample. So if you have a vial, so ang katong sample is naa na siya dito sa baba, then ang katong gas na naa sa babaw, that's what we call the headspace. So headspace analysis is therefore the analysis of the components present in the space above the sample. So katong mga chemical daw pwede siya above dito sa sample sa kabayan na makuha. Or it is a static or equilibrium headspace analysis. So we have the captures of volatile compounds from fire debris. So a device that captures volatile compounds from fire debris is typically called an activated charcoal stick or ACS. So ang isang term sa capture volatile compounds is activated charcoal stick, which is commonly used in forensic analysis to collect and concentrate volatile organic compounds present in the fire debris samples for later identification using gas chromatography and mass spectrography. So, ang katotong mga strips na nakuha is, dito siya ginabutang sa activated charcoal sticks or sa vial is for preparation sa investigation or analysis later for gas chromatography. Another for chemical analysis is fire acceleration residue analysis, or what we call FARA. This is specialized analysis focuses on identifying and quantifying the presence of accelerants in the fire debris. So FARA, or fire acceleration residue analysis, can help determine the type of accelerant used and its concentration, providing crucial information for investigators. So this FARA analysis, or fire acceleration residue analysis, is katong mga debris or mga particles or something na nabili during the fire case or dito sa sunog. So mo din gina-examine sa mga investigator kung sa mga accelerant or gas molecule na present at kaniyang materials na mo siyang reason na naka-cause of fire. So isa siya nga makatabang sa mga investigator na makahatag ng information sa cause sa fire. And lastly, in chemical analysis, we have other chemical analysis. So mabilong din ang mga physical evidences na pwede makatrace sa sunog or makatrace sa suspects. So, during sa crime scene, sa sunog, na ay mga physical evidences nga makita, such as pain. So, unsa nga, nganong gisunog sa isa ka suspect, ang kaning apartment, it is because the presence of a pain. So, adiha ka pain na ay mga chemical na maka-cause siya og dako masunog na makapatay or na ay mga cases na mahitabo. Then, next is fibers. So, during sa investigation, na-adyo yung mga fibers or mga clothing na mabiling dito sa pwede makaling sa suspect or makaling sa other persons na connected sa case. And then lastly is soil. So, mabala nato if dili nga soil, kani ba nga soil is na ay chemical na makakonect siya dito sa makakonect siya sa arson cases na nahitabo sa crime scene.
Flame characteristics. Flame color. The color of the flame can indicate the type of burning material. So, sa flame color, kung, for example, ang color sa flame is yellow or orange. So presence na nga flame is carbon. While ang green flame, nag-indicate siya nga ang isunog nga material is copper. So, number 2, flame height. The height of the flames can provide information about fire's intensity and the presence of accelerants. A sudden surge in flame height could indicate the use of flammable liquid. So, sa flame height is ang average sa height of flames is gina-measure siya vertically up and down. So, number 3, smoke color. The color of the smoke can also be indicative of the type of material burning. So, sa smoke color is nagadepende siya kung unsa nga material nga imong is gigamit sa pagsunog. So, for example, sa black smoke is usually nag-signify siya nga ang imong isunog is organic materials. And while sa white smoke, kaya nag-indicate siya nga ang imong isunog is plastics or other synthetic materials.
Blue flame. Typically natin siya makita while while burning the natural gases like alcohol and evergreen burning materials. Fuel, so resources. So hydrocarbons, propane, natural gases, butane. This fuel burns efficiently with sufficient oxygen, resulting in the blue flame. Temperature. A blue flame indicates a higher or temperature compared to the other flame colors. You can expect the temperature to raise dramatically, highly, truly 2,500 to 3,000 degrees Celsius. What does the blue flame mean? Blue flame means that a complete combustion, it is the complete combustion with gas such as propane and butane.
Ever wondered what is blue fire? Blue fire is a type of flame that burns at a much higher temperature than typical yellow or orange flames. It occurs when a fuel undergoes complete combustion with enough oxygen, producing minimal soot and emissions. When fuel burns efficiently with sufficient oxygen, it produces a clean blue flame with little to no smoke. Blue fire burns hotter than standard flames, making it the hottest trend in combustion.
Yellow flame. Mao ko ni siya ang common po na color kapag sumuta ang wood, paper, and organic materials often caused by the incomplete combustion or carbon particles. Yellow flame. Fuel resources. Flammable liquids. Gasoline, kerosene, lighter fuels, and paint thinner. Combustion, wood, paper, and textiles. So, temperature. The temperature range a yellow and typically 1,100 to 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. What does yellow flame mean? The yellow flame typically indicates the incomplete combustion. Incomplete combustion, this is the primary reason for a yellow
Why does methane give us a blue flame without any soot? And why does wood burn with a yellow flame with soot? Let us try finding out the answers. There are two important perspectives here. One is about what compound is undergoing combustion, and the other is the way in which the burning process takes place. Let us talk about the first case. When I say what compound undergoes combustion, we would say hydrocarbon. That's correct and obvious too. But here we're trying to talk about the type of hydrocarbon. That means whether it's a saturated or an unsaturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbons have a single covalent bond between all the carbon atoms. On the other hand, unsaturated hydrocarbons have at least one double or triple bond between the carbon atoms. We know that methane is a saturated hydrocarbon. And what type of flame is seen on burning methane? Yes, it's clear blue-colored flame. So are we trying to say that saturated hydrocarbons burn with a clear blue flame? Yes. And why is that? Combustion is a process in which the oxygen atoms break through the carbon bonds. That means newer bonds will be formed along with the breaking of older ones. As a result, carbon dioxide and water are formed along with energy liberation. So in case of saturated hydrocarbon, the oxygen atoms are able to break the bonds very easily. That is because there are only single bonds that exist. However, in case of unsaturated hydrocarbons, the same number of oxygen atoms will be unable to break the carbon bonds easily. It's because the efforts needed for breaking double or triple bonds will be greater. So it is the presence of single or double and triple bonds between the carbon units that result in blue or yellow flames respectively. Now let us talk about the next perspective. What type of combustion is taking place? In the same example that we mentioned a while ago, if you notice, I said that same amount of oxygen is insufficient to break the double and triple bonds, remember? That means the same number of oxygen atoms that were used to break bonds in the saturated compound prove insufficient for breaking the bonds in the unsaturated one. This clearly indicates that the oxidation process is not completed. Wait, what is oxidation, by the way? Well, here the term refers to the burning of the compound in the presence of oxygen. So in the case where the oxidation of the hydrocarbon is not completed, it will give us a yellow sooty flame. But our second example was that of burning wood. So what is the connection between these points? Well, wood burns very rapidly. That means the upper surface in contact with air burns too quickly. As a result, it becomes difficult for oxygen to reach the deeper layers. And thus, incomplete combustion results in yellow flame with soot. Let me give you another example. Have you ever noticed the gas burners in kitchens? They usually burn with a clean blue flame. But as the burners get older, the gas starts burning with a yellow flame. Not only this, it also gives out thick black soot which spoils the bottom of the vessel. Have you ever wondered why this happens? Yes. The only answer for this is the complete and the incomplete combustion process. When the gas burner gets old, its air holes get clogged. As a result, all the oxygen needed to burn the fuel does not reach it. That is the reason why we start getting yellow sooty flames. It clearly indicates inefficient use of fuel.
The red flame. Red flame occurs when materials are burning at a lower temperature, often seen with wood or other organic materials that are not fully combusted. So, mean to say, makita taog red flame kapag ang material na nasunog is nasa sa lower temperature. Then, makita taog red flame kapag kanang sa mga materials na wood, kanang madali lang siya nga masunog na mga klase nga material. So, fuel source, so mo siya wood and textiles. So, ang temperature niya is the temperature of red flame ranging from 525 to 1000 degrees Celsius. So, what does red flame mean? A red flame typically indicates a relatively cooler temperature in a fire, meaning incomplete combustion is occurring. So,
often due to a lack of oxygen, and is usually a sign of potential danger as it produces more smoke or carbon monoxide compared to a hotter blue flame. So, incomplete combustion, when fuel doesn't burn completely, magpaproduce siya of soot particles which contribute to a red color. So, for example, sa soot particles is kanang sa lubot sa kaldero. So, pag muna siya example sa soot particles, pag gusto siya, so makakita ka mag-red ang ilalong anak sa kaldero. So, that's why, muna yung kanang example sa soot particles. The potential hazard, in situations like a house fire, a red flame could indicate a lack of oxygen and a high risk of carbon monoxide buildup. So, white flames indicates extremely high temperatures such as those magnesium or some materials. So, fuel source is magnesium, titanium, white phosphorus. So, example naman is katong sa example is Epsom salt. So, ang Epsom salt is nana siya chemical compound na magnesium sulfate. So, kapag na siya masunog, muna siya magawas ang, kapag sunugon siya, white ang iyang magawas na flame. So, temperature niya is 1,300 to 1,500 degrees Celsius or 2,400 to 2,700 degrees Fahrenheit. So the presence of chemicals is nadira ang magnesium, titanium, white phosphorus, nitromethane, hexane, isopropyl nitrate.
Green flame can cause the presence of chemicals like copper compounds, example, ililitan sa wires or plumbing materials na ginasuloy. So, green flame occurs when copper compounds are heat that causing their elements to absorb energy. When these electrons return normal state, they release energy as light wavelength and spectrum producing a green flame. Green flame ang siya boron, copper chloride, ay nakita na to sa fireworks or sa kanang mga panit sa bare ground na ating ginasulod. So, naaning kita na siya moray siya og green flame.
List the method that I've just described.
There are several ways in which you can perform this. Usually I do it soaking the splint in a solution of ethanol for some hours, and then I dip the splint in the powder. So this one is copper chloride.
Here's our roaring blue flame. Wow! Oh my goodness! And that fantastic green-blue colour is due to the copper ions present. Gosh, that's amazing. I like that.
Second one, it's lithium chloride this time. And this is a wonderful color. Look.
So with lithium, we can see this very characteristic crimson colour.
Third one is potassium chloride.
Potassium, this is burning with a beautiful lilac flame. Try and remember for me that when you have potassium in cold water, it produces a lilac flame, and when you burn potassium in a flame test, it also produces a lilac flame.
Third one is sodium chloride.
So regular table salt now. Yeah, we get a lovely orange-yellow flame here.
And last one is calcium chloride.
Calcium chloride burns with a brick red orange flame. And do make sure you land these colours nice and accurately, as well as that simple method I described at the beginning.
Then the color
smoke. White gray smoke can indicate a variety of issues including engine problems, burning oil, and burning coolant. Dili sa engine problems na sama sa mga sakyanan, ang white gray smoke kanang magikan siya sa exhaust bitaw if ang engine niya kanang sa sa head gasket niya if leaking katong fuel injector niya if leaking mo nang ma-appear ang white gray smoke. So dili punta sa burning oil. If ang smoke is if ang smoke is pag sa tambutso bitaw if tayo mo bugang white smoke tas mura siya kanang langit siya tapos iyang baho is mura siya kanang oil bitaw or acidity ana. Ang sa engine ana niya is kanang ang oil dito sa engine is nasunog na siya. O nang pag ginarangrang ang motor ana tas tayo mo gawas nga white gray smoke or katong white gray aso kay ang oil ana dito sa engine is sunog yun siya. So dito sa burning coolant no, if ang smoke kay for example sama sa akong gingon kayo na save lang niya ako sa burning oil. If ang smoke is white then tapos ang oil niya kanang bitaw kanang sweet o kanang magmasimutan mo siya o nalaay sa imong paminaw kanang ang katong kulat dito sa engine coolant niya is nasunog na gina siya. So mo na ang mga possible causes sa white gray smoke. Then iano lang po na po ang importance of identifying the cause no. It's important to determine the cause of white gray smoke as it can indicate a serious problem that needs to be addressed. If maka-notice ka o white gray smoke, kanang dapat ang imuhang sakyanan or imuhang motor, if maka-notice na ka o kanang white gray smoke sa imuhang tambutso, if nagadagan, mas maayo nga doon na ginong sa shop or sa mekaniko atong naagapan dahil siya. Yellow to brownish yellow smoke usually indicates the presence of unburned hydrocarbons in the smoke. So, similar to white gray smoke, yellow to brownish yellow smoke can be a sign of incomplete combustion. So, if dili enough ang oxygen, dili completely masunog ang fuel. That's why ang hydrocarbons nag-release siya og kanang form of soot. Form of soot sa other volatile compounds. So mga hydrocarbons na nasunog, like for example, mga materials like plastics, rubber, then parehan ng ganit. For example, sa mga chinilas bitaw, may lana. So, when these materials burn, they release hydrocarbons that can create a yellow to brownish yellow smoke. So, then ano po dahil sa kining yellow to brownish yellow smoke, ano po dahil presence po ang napo dahil kanang sa pangana tawag na sodium o tawag na sodium. Some materials like certain types of wood contain sodium compounds. When this material burn, sodium can be released and react with other components in the smoke, producing a yellow to brownish yellow color. So, mo to siya no, anong color yellow, ika siya sa color yellow to brownish yellow smoke color. So
For example, some types of plastic, dyes, or chemical compounds might produce violet smoke when they are ignited. Brown smoke can be produced when burning an oil, especially used motor oil. It can produce brown smoke. The reason why it can produce brown smoke is because due to the presence of various impurities and unburned hydrocarbons. Next is brownish black smoke. Is typically produced when there is incomplete combustion of materials, leading to the presence of unburned carbon particles. So last is the black to brown. It can produce black to brown smoke when burning hydrocarbons, like fuels, oil, and other hydrocarbons can produce black to brown smoke when they are burned incompletely. It is important to know about the color of smoke. It is because it can provide crucial information or clues about the material that were burned in a condition of fire.
Padaplin gamay. Anak.
So I will be going to discuss the black smoke. The combustal is kerosene and acetone. Acetone and the black smoke, which is the combustal, is also high lubricating oil, rubber, and coal. So kerosene is a hydrocarbon fuel, and when it burns completely with enough oxygen, it produces a yellow or orange flame. However, if the combustion is incomplete, it can produce black smoke. This happens when the fuel burns at a lower temperature or when there isn't enough oxygen available. Incomplete combustion of kerosene leads to the formation of soot, which is made up of unburned carbon particles. These particles are what give the smoke its black colors. The amount of black smoke produced from kerosene can vary depending on the type of burn, the air-to-fuel ratio, and the temperature of the flame. Next is the black smoke from acetone. So, acetone is a highly flammable solvent that burns rapidly. When it burns completely, it produces a bright, clear flame, often with a bluish hue. Acetone has a relatively simple chemical structure compared to kerosene. When it burns, it doesn't produce as much soot. However, under certain conditions like limited oxygen or a very hot flame, some black smoke may be produced. The difference between the kerosene and acetone, the kerosene is more likely to produce black smoke, especially with incomplete combustion, while the acetone is less likely to produce black smoke, but it's possible under certain conditions. Next is the black smoke from lubricating oil. Lubricating oil is primarily composed of hydrocarbons, which are molecules made up of hydrocarbon and carbon. When these hydrocarbons burn incompletely, they release a lot of soot, giving the smoke its characteristic black color. Incomplete combustion occurs when there is insufficient oxygen to fully break down all the hydrocarbons in the oil. This leads to the formation of unburned carbon particles, which are the main components of soot. Next is the black smoke from rubber. Rubber is a complex polymer made up of long chains of hydrocarbons. When it burns, these chains break down into smaller hydrocarbon molecules, many of which don't burn completely. This incomplete combustion results in the release of soot particles, causing the black smoke. And lastly, the black smoke from coal. Coal is a fossil fuel rich in carbon. When coal burns, it releases a lot of black smoke due to the incomplete combustion of its carbon content. The incomplete burning of coal produces the soot and other particulate matter, which are responsible for
smoke.